Hi. Um, Welcome to my post. And when I read about the peak performance and the questions that we had to answer, it reminded me of of my senior thesis class for my undergraduate degree, which was also in PE. And we discussed a lot about peak performance as it pertains to athletic ability and athletic events and athletes. And it's called flow, which is just being in the zone, is what they call it. But flow is more the scientific term, and that just means you're in the zone, you are just flying. And I really related to that in tennis, because you had matches where you were just awful and you hate tennis and you just want to walk off the court because nothing is going right. And then you have those matches where you feel like you can't miss, and you're just hitting your shots and they're going where you want them to go, and you're just feeling it and it feels so good. And we'd always say tennis is such a love-hate relationship because there's such a huge contrast between those. And I feel like it's kind of similar to that when it comes to this graduate program, not this class, but for me, when I started the whole entire program, I was not working, or I was a long-term sub. And then I didn't really have a job to return to, and then I found, after a few months, I got a job at an elementary school in Fullerton. And I had that, and then I got hired, but it wasn't full-time. And this is my first full-time job teaching, first year being an adapted PE teacher, doing this graduate program, and I'm doing BITSA, my second year of BITSA. So I have a lot on my plate, and I have a puppy, but she's like the love of my life. But those are kind of the things that are distracting me from this class a little bit. But I feel like I'm just kind of used to it. I've always been in school, and I've always worked. And now that I'm married, I also feel like I have a lot of support from my husband, and I feel a lot of support from my school, and that's how I'm really becoming overwhelmed or anything like that. Is that my school, every time I talk to somebody about my ideas for my research project, they are so gung-ho about it, and they are so supportive, and they want to do whatever they can to help me. And it's just really encouraging for me. And so my potential in the graduate program, I know I have a lot of potential, and I feel like I'm meeting it. There's, distractions here and there, and I've messed up probably a few times here and there, but I mean, I put a lot of time into it, and my distractions aren't pulling away from that. And so that's one of the reasons I feel like, yes, while I have distractions, I'm able to sit down and focus for a certain amount of time each day and just work on things and just push through it. And especially on the weekends, which I know is sad, but I mean, 5 hours, Saturdays and Sundays, just to get through and get those assignments done and do what you have to do. And the same goes with lesson plans and BITSA and anything else. You just sit down and you push through it and you do what you have to do to learn and get the good grades and do what you have to do to survive. So, I mean, that's kind of all that I have to say, I guess. So thank you for listening, and I look forward to hearing your responses.